in context to choosing a training method, now I would like to mention that is there are certain criterias, and those criterias are to be fulfilled whenever we talk about for the development of a particular method. The criterias are learning outcomes, learning environment, transfer of training and cost. So, these are the four criteria which we will be discussing in this particular session. Whenever we are talking about in choosing method, the first step is to identify the type of the learning outcomes, that what should be the learning outcomes that we want to training to the influence. First and foremost will be the learning outcomes will be depending on the verbal information. Verbal information is normally on the basis of the experience sharing. Experience sharing is that whatever the person has either have heard or whatever he has learned, whatever he has experienced in his life, and then those situations that he will like to talk with the trainees. It has been found that is the more experienced person, then definitely he will be more focusing on the verbal information, because his experience itself will be having the sharing of those contents which the trainee is looking for. But the verbal information, it can be sometimes at the individual level. What I want to say that one's perception may influence the verbal information. The verbal information may be influenced by the shortcuts in judging others. So, therefore, the source has to be, the references are to be very much authenticated. Sometimes these are verbal informations are based on halo effect, which may not be applicable to the all the situations. So, whenever we talk about the interacting, so in interacting it is the person, the trainer, the trainee and a given situation that will play a very important role whenever there is an exchange of verbal information. If the trainer is totally unbiased, trainer is having the high rich resources of his content, trainee is very keen to learn, he is having certain doubts but does not hesitate to ask the doubts, and the situation is very favorable, then in that case the verbal information that will be more and more productive. Second will be the intellectual skills. Intellectual skills will be the skills which will be required to be used at the time of whenever the person who is sharing that verbal information, what level of intellectual connect he is having. If that intellectual connect is very strong, then in that case he will be able to create a very high level of knowledge, skill and competencies. If the knowledge, skill and competencies are used, then a high level of intellectual capabilities that will be developed. Sometimes it has been observed that it becomes very important that the participants and trainees, their questions, they are very at the high level. If the questions of the trainees are very high level, then he is supposed to develop those sort of the situations where he can compete the facing that situation and answering those all sort of the situations and problems and the queries and doubts. So, the intellectual skills, right, earlier it was talked about the IQ, intellectual quotient, but when now we talk about the effective training, then while using the effective training methods, it is not only the IQ, but it is also of the EQ and SQ, that is the emotional quotients and the spiritual quotient. So, the intellectual skills are to be clubbed with the emotional stabilities and the spirituality at the trainer and trainees level both. Now, whenever we are talking about the outcomes, that includes the cognitive strategies. All cognitive strategies which we are using, then we cannot leave them just on the basis of the facts, but that has to be connected with the emotions. Here I would like to mention, that is, whenever we are talking about the emotions and cognitive ability, then the 5 factors of Daniel Goleman, they are becoming very, very important. That is the self awareness, self regulations, empathy, motivation and social skills. So, in choosing a method, it should be very clear that the person, how much he is aware about the using that particular method. So, self awareness is to be very, very precise and accurate. So, trainer can make the right choice of the training method. Then in using that particular method, the self regulation. Self regulation is nothing but in the case of the, for example, the lectures. In the lecture methods, as I mentioned in earlier module, that is, the lecture method is to be in the combination of the different types, that is the team participations, panels, guest speakers, and it should not be only one sided, and therefore that particular self regulation method has to be used in the cognitive strategies. Third and important factor is, and that is about the empathy. Now, trainees are coming from the different the academic background and the social background and the technological background, and therefore their perception and their level that has to be vary. And if it is varying from individual to individual, we have to understand, that is, which one will be the right cognitive strategy to show the empathize the trainee, because that unless and until a rapport between the trainer and trainee is not developed, by that time the cognitive strategies will not be more effective. Next one is attitude and the motor skills. Now, how you are exercising that particular knowledge, that particular method, and that attitude is to be very, very positive and supportive. Unless and until there is not a positive and the supportive attitude, then by using that particular method, the right message and the effective message will not be delivered to the trainee. To deliver the trainee that effective message, our approach and attitude, that has to be very, very positive. And whenever we are talking about the articulation motor skills, then those articulations motor skills, they are to be supportive of this particular attitude. Then the learning environment. In case of the learning environment, for learning to occur, trainees must understand the objectives of the training program. Now, at what level training program we are providing? For example, for the industries, if we are providing a training program to the junior level executives, then in that case that particular environment has to be highly interactive, because they will be having many doubts, because they have just entered into the profession and they have many curiosity about the future. So, in that case, that is, they may be sometime they may be lacking into the experience also. So, in that case, the objectives of this training program, that learning environment, it is the beginner stage. It will be an embryonic stage of the learning, and if it is the embryonic stage of the learning, then in that stage of the learners, we have to create an environment that will be more creative, more interactive. Now, when we are having the learners which are at the growth stage, that is the middle management, then if the middle management growth stage is there, then in that case we have to understand the life cycle, and we should make them the more understanding of the future requirements and the decision making process, and this decision making process that will help them to create a learning environment. That is, if they want to learn, because they are experienced one up to certain extent, and therefore their approach will be, that is the how to make the growth, and then the further growth, and to make the further growth, that environment is to be created where they can see a canvas where they can fill the colors. And the third is, that is a senior top management people are there Top management people are already having enough experience to understand the situations, but they may not be able to cope with the current changes into the especially into the technology. And then if this is a challenge, then we have to make them creating a learning environment so that they become the at least capable to handle the technology or to understand the technology and sometimes to welcome the technology, and therefore that type of the learning environment that will be required in that particular training program. If what I want to say, that is, if there is a proper classification of the learners and that we understand with their social background, with the technological background, with their educational background, then definitely we will be creating an enabling conditions. And enabling conditions by facilitating them by recognition, because whenever we talk about the participation, then the participation will be more effective if we recognize the participant. And recognition of participant is also a part of learning environment which we create in the particular situation. Another important is, that is, the content should be meaningful. If the content of this particular training program, what the trainee is looking for, that what should be the content. Like in this program of training of trainers, the content have been designed to understand the training, how to make the identify the need assessment of the training, how to make the use of the different techniques and methods of the training, then how to make the cost and benefit analysis of the training, evaluation of training, feedback of the training. So therefore in that case a trainer, that he can learn, that is the how need assessment is to be done, what is the exact objective of the training, how it should be the methodologies, different methodologies are there to exercise that particular training, and the training is effective or not, that measurement is to be done not only on the cost wise, but also the output wise also, whether how to conduct that particular training method. So therefore the meaningfulness of that particular training program and content, that becomes very, very important. At the end of the day, the trainee will ask, and he will be asked not only by himself but also by the industries from where he is coming, that is, what are the takeaways, and the takeaways will be the content of the training program. If the content of the training programs are the takeaways, then in that case that will be very much useful. Trainee should have the opportunity to practice and receive feedback. So at the end of the training program, the learning environment is that constantly we have to ask with after a certain period or sessions, that is the are they are with the trainer or not. If their trainees are with the trainer, then definitely in that case they will be able to conduct that type of the learning which they are looking for, and as a result of which that feedback, powerful way to learn is, that is the what is their feedback and what is their practice, and we have to also understand their practices. By understanding their practices, we can learn, that is the what sort of the feedback do they provide. Now a powerful way to learn is through observing and interacting with others. There should be a continuous dialogue, interactive dialogue between the trainer and trainee. It should not be, especially in the lecture methods, as I mentioned, that is it is the one way and the delivery is done and there is no interaction. So there is no opportunity for the trainees to clear their doubts, and if they want to know something relevant to that particular content or the particular method, then they should, and they find any difficulty, then they should be able to ask and resolve their issues. And that is a powerful way, is that is it is two-way interaction. If it is more and more interacting, then better it will be the support of that particular learning process. The next part is transfer of training, that is how the transfer of training is done. Transfer of training refers to the extent to which the training will be used on the job. If on the job the training is used, then definitely in that case that the transfer will be more effective from the sender to receiver. So, it is the sender's knowledge, sender's communication, sender's content, sender's style of working and interaction with the receiver. Receivers, as I mentioned, that is all the social and educational background and the experience, his demographics, then that definitely will help, that is a trainee to receive that particular knowledge which has been transferred. Always to learn there is a prerequisites layer, and the prerequisite what is required is, and that is nothing but the willingness. If the trainee is willing to learn and the trainer is highly committed to deliver his contents, then in that case definitely that there will be the transfer of the knowledge or the job will be done. In general, the closer the training content and environment that will prepare the trainees for use of learning outcomes on the job. So, therefore, the training contents and the whatever training contents, whatever the learner's ability, whatever is the trainer's ability, that has to be incorporated, as a result of which what will happen, that is the learning outcomes will be strong. So, it is a relationship and interdependency between the trainer, between the trainee, the use of that methodology and transfer of knowledge and surrounding environment, and all are conspiring towards a high level of learning method. The greater the likelihood of the transfer will occur, and there will be the sharing of knowledge and knowledge sharing that will be helping more and more the learning of the trainees. So, there what we have to keep in mind, that there is considerable overlap between the learning outcomes across the training methods. So, whatever training method is there, every training method is normally having the learning outcomes, that is understood, but there should not be mismatch. The first and foremost is that the method which is used and the method which has been expected by the trainee, that should be matched. So, in the case if the content delivery is required more rather than the practicing, then in that case the more focus will be on the lectures. However, this content delivery can be more and more interactive for the active learning, and if the content delivery is more interactive and active learning, then definitely the learning outcomes across the training methods about all the methods, and that will be raising to the high level or the next level at least. Second, comparing the presentation methods to the hands-on methods. Now, these illustrate that most hands-on methods provide a better learning environment, because they are the first hand doing, and therefore doing is learning, and as a result of which it has been seen, that is whenever we talk about the on job training. So, they are becoming more and more effective as compared to off the job training, and they provide a better learning environment also, because the person is I just would like to compare any technical skill, a person is learning on the shop floor and at the simulation. So, naturally the most effective learning will be at the shop floor, right. But before going to the shop floor, we cannot ignore, we cannot underestimate the method of simulation, because simulation will give him the guidelines to perform at the shop floor, and therefore the prerequisites he will be gaining all the prerequisites which are required to be used at the shop floor, and this environment and transfer of training, then that will be becoming very effective. Now, if we are going only through the presentation methods, then that will be the lecture method, and if the lecture method is there, then the grasping that will not be high as compared to hands-on method, or that is the on the job training methods. So, presentation methods will clear the concept, it will make ready a person to learn the skills, but this learning of the skills and this particular presentation, that will be only possible that whenever we talk about, that is what is to be done during these presentation methods. The presentation methods are also less effective than the hands-on methods, and therefore, in that case if the presentation methods are not very effective, then in that case the hands on methods that can supplement. So, always the classroom methods, classroom teaching, that will give a basis. A theory will give a framework, theory will give a direction, theory will support, but ultimately the real learning will take place on the job itself, when the person himself will come across that situation where he has to perform and interact with this particular learning concepts, and therefore, the second and foremost becomes, that is, whenever we have to select the methods, whether they are to be the first hands on or that is on the presentation methods. So, I feel that is it should be first the presentation method is to be followed by the hands on training. If the first hands on training is only provided hands on training, then the person may not be clear in the concept, and which are developed through the help of the presentations. So, it is not that is the only presentation or only hands on training that will be more successful. If you want to get the more output, then the training program method has to be first presentation followed by the hands on method. The next point is, if possible, you may want to use several different methods within a single training program. For example, whenever we are talking about the 3 days and 5 days and 1 week program, then or more than that, then definitely all these different methods, for example, in the lecture, the team building, the panelist methods and the presentation methods by the participants, video making methods by the participants, or by the business games and business games, the presentation by the trainer, perform demonstration by the trainee, and the lessons of learning by the trainer. Like this, the sessions can be planned to the business games. The exercises will give them to challenge more and more the intellectual ability and capability, as a result of which that will help them to demonstrate that how, if this challenge comes, how I will take the decision. And especially in the decision making process, it becomes very much helpful, that is the exercises, giving them the exercises and the case studies also. The exercises and case studies, they will challenge the intellectual component of the learner, and then he has to find out the solution if there is a problem, and then that solution has to be vetted, whether this is the right or this is wrong. And now interesting will be, there will be group of trainees, so everyone will come out with a different solution, and here we can evaluate, judge and make a competition, that is whose solution is the best solution and why, and that discussion can be made, and as a result of which here we will find, that is whenever the different methods are used. So, whether the lecture method is there, audio video method is there, business games are there, exercises are there, case studies are there, then all these different methods within a single training program can be capitalized, and normally people, experienced trainers, do that. On the different strengths are there, naturally different strengths and different weaknesses are there, but the strengths of the one compensate the weakness of the other, of each method for facilitating learning and transfer. As a result of which you will find, that is the persons, the trainees, they are able to learn, and the trainers, they are able to make the appropriate use of the method. Now, here I would like to take one example. The Home Depot uses self-paced materials, a video based course and the instructor led training to train appliances salespersons. In earlier model I have discussed, that is how video has been used for the driver's behavior and driver's learning, and the technical issues while driving the vehicle. So, here now this is about another example which has been used, the video based and instructor led training to train appliances and the salespersons. Self-paced training is used to instruct employees about an appliance category, that is the dishwashers, and therefore in that case they will help them to understand the products available at the store. It is a very good concept. Now, trainees are to be told, that is whatever job they are doing, they should not be only the commercial jobs, but they should have the experience with those products. Unless and until they have not used that particular product, maybe as a simulation, if the company can plan a simulation, that is the how, for here example is given the dishwashers. A salesman of a dishwasher, now he can be shown the video, that is how this dishwasher is working, but that is not enough according to me. What is required, that the salesman of dishwasher, he should be given an opportunity to use that dishwasher and let him understand that while handling the first hand on experience, by handling this particular dishwasher, what problems are there. Many times they have been trained, salesmen are trained with the help of videos only, and if it is only video, they will be able to satisfy the query of customer up to the 70-80%. But if you want the 100% response, then the training for such type of salesman, that is the use of that particular appliance, and that will help them to make the how to sell this appliance and satisfy the queries of the customers. Then also this helps them to understand the products available at the store. So, this was a one example, but there can be the other products also. A salesman should not answer like this, that is he is aware of the X product, but he is not aware of the Y product. That whatever products are there of the company, and all those products, he should have first hands on experience, salesman should have the first hands on experiences there. And company should not lack by providing this type of the training and with the first hands on, and not by only the videos or presentation or demonstration, and that according to me that will not be enough. The video based programs teaches salesperson to emphasize each product's features, because he has worked on that. So, he knows that is the what are the commands which are required for this particular product, and while commanding that particular operation, what type of issues are there. A simple example of the washing machine, and then in case of the washing machine, how this particular washing machine will be working and making the help to do this particular task, and therefore that has to be available at the store. The video based program teaches salesperson to emphasize each product's features. So, therefore, that particular product, that is through the video they will understand that how that is working and benefits to the customers. But as I mentioned earlier, there is the first hands on will be more useful than only for example the modular kitchens, and in the modular kitchens only understanding the designing and the use of the shelves, that will not be enough for the salesperson. Salesperson has to understand that is which shelf, how it is working, and whether it has a magic impact or not. That only when he operates himself, then he will be able to understand. Salespersons participate in a role plays and are evaluated on their ability to follow the company's selling strategies. Yes, there is another technique, and that is about the sales. So, first part I was talking about that the salesman's knowledge about that particular product and the hands on product. Second is, now he has the knowledge about that particular product, and now he has to sell the product, and therefore the training can be given for these sales of the products. But as I mentioned, there is these two functions and these two trainings, they should not be isolated. They are not independent, they are dependent on each other, and therefore in that case it becomes very important, that is a salesman, he learns that is how to sell these products because he himself has used. So, when the user will ask any question, he will be able to tell that is if this type of the situation occurs, then this is the wise step to take to solve that particular problem, and this was the one example. Now, after these training methods of the, I will talk about that learning environment and training method, I will talk about the cost. You see, we cannot ignore the cost. There are two types of the costs are important. Development cost and administrative costs are there. So, development costs relate to the design of the training program, and that is including cost to buy or create the program. Administrative costs are the incurred each time the training method is used. These includes costs related to consultants, instructors, materials and trainers. The effectiveness rating is based on both academic research and practitioner recommendations. I will be also discussing after all these methods in the last part of this particular course curriculum, and that is a cost benefit analysis. That time I will be discussing about both the cost, development cost and administrative cost. But if you are not limited with the amount of money that can be used for the development or administration, choose a hands on method that I have discussed over a presentation method. But if you have limited budget for developing the new training methods, use structured on the job training, a relatively inexpensive yet effective hands on method. If you have a large budget, you might want to consider hands on methods that facilitate transfer of training, such as the simulators can be also designed. So, this is all about that is the how the training methods are to be the factors which affect the exercising of the training methods. Thank you.